What is up, everybody? How's everyone doing?
I'm doing well.
Wonderful. Rich, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Austin, I think that we're ready to get started whenever you are.
Awesome, I am ready.
Okay, sweet. Well, guys, welcome to the first Zoom meeting of the month of the Business Owner Book Club. As always, our mission is to build business owners' confidence and knowledge in running their business through reading, finishing, and playing books that drive revenue. Basically, we're going to do introductions. We already know each other, but we'll go through it again. And then we're going to talk about what the book is, why, split the difference, and then we'll wrap up. This is going to be a short, hopefully powerful meeting to get us all primed and ready to conquer this book this month. Okay, so for introductions, as always, let's go over your name, where you're from, business industry, and the wild card question was, since it was just Thanksgiving, what's your favorite Thanksgiving food? I'll go first. My name is Alex from Utah in roofing, and my favorite Thanksgiving food is probably stuffing or uh, sweet potatoes. Really good. Okay, great. William, would you be willing to go next? Also, nice Christmas tree in the background.
Thank you. So I'm William Beachy, from South Central Illinois, in a woodworking, cabinetry manufacturing business. A secondary business that we have is a flooring store. Thanksgiving food, I would have to say all of it. Maybe pumpkin pie for dessert. A year or two ago, I taught myself how to carve a turkey, and I don't remember. I think I carved like 5 turkeys that year. I thought that was pretty cool. So I grilled several. One of them that I carved was deep fried, which I wasn't involved with, but so I enjoyed doing the turkey.
It sounds tasty and scrumptious. Nice. Rich, would you mind introducing yourself?
No, I don't mind. Rich, from Utah, legal business. My favorite Thanksgiving food is the dark meat on the turkey when it's moist. Um, just the white meat sometimes gets dry, and
Hmm.
I'm trying to lose weight, so I'm not going to say pumpkin pie.
I'm Austin from Sandy, Utah, and I've been working on the Business Owner Book Club, getting more and more into social media, so hopefully we can get more people here. We just made our Instagram and Facebook and been posting on there, so we're excited for that. Um, and then my favorite Thanksgiving food is this last Thanksgiving I made some Jello salad, and it was delicious. It was so good. So that has to be mine.
Okay, guys. So this month's book is called Never Split the Difference: Negotiating as If Your Life Depends on It by Chris Voss. Now, we all voted for this book. Uh, have you guys read this book before? It's pretty popular, I believe, about negotiating. But what's everybody's background with this book, just so that we're aware?
I just recognized the title, and I know it was recommended to me before. Don't remember where, when, or anything. I don't think it's on my wish list or anything. But it just sounded more appealing than the other options, honestly.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm pretty much in the same exact boat as you. Like I've heard about it floating around, but I can't remember where or when. Rich, how about you? Have you read this book before? Have you have any background?
I've not. I know, and I've curious from the title. I've read other negotiating books, so I do have a high level of curiosity about this one.
Yeah, nice. Well, just for a little bit of background, the author Chris Voss was actually he was an FBI negotiator. He would negotiate with terrorists. And so he weaves in his stories kind of like Jocko's book, is my understanding, about how Jocko was switched from like a story about him at war. and then apply it to like everyday life, but also business. I believe it's the same type of concept where he talks about when he's negotiating with these terrorists and the different tactics that he has to use, and how we can apply the same tactics in our business and in our everyday life and going for back and forth. So those stories are always really compelling to me. Um, so I'm excited for that. Okay, and then Austin, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so why do you think split the difference? I mean, why do you think never split the difference would be beneficial for a business owner, somebody trying to grow their business? Um, because the principles in the book help us negotiate. Now, how do you guys define negotiate? How do you define that? I'm curious.
When I think of
You go ahead, Rich.
when I negotiate, I think over a either with a client over what they're going to hire us to work for, what our fee will be, or when I settle a case, how, what are we going to settle for? That's what I think of.
I just started reading the book 2 days ago. I'm just a chunk through. It's been super good, by the way. I really like this because I feel like I can apply it everywhere. But negotiating a pattern, you said an agreement, Rich. I guess with that, or you said I forgot the word you said, but a pattern I see is there's always an agreement between two people. Sometimes you want to make it benefit you and or both parties. So negotiating, coming to an agreement, but of course trying to make it beneficial to you.
For me, negotiation, there's a little term, negotiable. And if that's true, then everything is a negotiation. Whether I'm trying to delegate or I'm selling a product or, any type of communication, and every type of communication is some type of negotiation.
Nice. And Ben, I saw that you hopped on the Zoom. Welcome, dude. I don't know if you're in a position where you can talk, but we'd love to hear your thoughts on some of these questions as well. Yeah, but moving on, it's like I think that the author is going to suggest that there's negotiating everywhere, like what you said, William, in our personal lives. But for this, for like us specifically, people who own and run businesses, I mean, every sale is a negotiation every time you hire an employee or talk about compensation, or when you talk about getting anything really, it's a negotiation. So for the next 5 minutes as an activity, let's all write down somewhere in your notes to where you can refer back to this list every single time in your professional and in your personal life, conversations to where you're negotiating. So professionally, it might be, oh yeah, I think I negotiate pretty often when hiring somebody or in sales. Or in your personal life, you could write down something like, oh yeah, I have to negotiate with my wife to head to the gym or whatever. And just write a big list for like 5 minutes, and then we'll actually use that list throughout the month to help us apply the principles. Give me a thumbs up if that's clear. Just write down a big list, okay? Okay, wrap up that list. Let's just hear a few examples of what people wrote down.
A couple of things I wrote down is price and the future employees. I'll have to negotiate pay for me, conditions between me and my partner, and how the business will run. That's something that is and will be negotiated in the future.
Nice.
I basically just started from getting up in the morning. There's a certain amount of negotiation that happens with myself, just getting out of bed and, finding motivation to actually do what I'm committed to doing. And so whatever my morning routine looks like is a negotiation with myself, and then as the kids get up, there's negotiation that happens with their breakfast choices and persuading them to hurry, and then there's making sure that all the happenings of the day are taken care of, whether they have special activities at school or anything like that. And then when I get to work, there's tasks delegation to the team. There's sales. There's deliverables, so deliveries and those kinds of things that happen. And of course, anything related to the team, such as hiring or those kinds of things, could fall under the delegating tasks and such. Getting off work, coming back home is evening activities, negotiation with family, bedtime routines. That's kind of where I've gone.
Love that breakdown. I loved when you talked about like negotiating with yourself to go to the gym and to do those small disciplinary things every day. Ben, how about you? I don't know if you can hear us, man. Were you able to write down anything on your list?
Yeah, I'm driving right now, but I am listening. I was thinking about it. So I'm doing dental sales right now, and so I go under a lot of dental practices. And so I have to negotiate with the front desk to let me speak with the office manager, and the office manager, I have to negotiate with them to speak with the dentist. And it's like sales and anything in life, everybody has a why. And so I liked also what William said about like you have your own why, and so you have to negotiate with yourself. You have to like negotiate with your partner. And so those were a few examples I thought of.
Dude, Ben, I feel you because I go to insurance agencies all the time because I work in roofing, and getting past the gatekeeper is, I guess it varies, but I feel that, dude. That's sick. Okay, let's move on to the next slide, Austin. Guys, and so look over your list right now or whatever you thought of and think about even if you commit to reading this month and applying the principles, which we will help you with, if only you got 20% better at negotiating everything that you wrote down, like how would your life be different? Would you go to the gym more? Would you make more sales? I mean, would you make 20% more sales? Would you, I don't know, just like think about what your world would look like if you actually like applied the principles and got 20% better with all of your negotiating. Does anyone have an idea of what their life would look like or if they think it would be beneficial to apply anything like this?
I mean, my life would have to be easier if I was better at negotiating. And to me, what I need to work on is like vision casting, being able to provide clarity and a reason that the people should go along with the idea. As far as going to the gym and negotiating with myself, I'm doing some pretty tough stuff right now, so I'm not sure how much better that will get.
I think negotiating is like a principle that can help anyone in their lives. So like if you can get 20% at 20% better at negotiating, it's kind of like aggregate of marginal gains. Like imagine the opportunities that's going to open up if you just get like 20% better at negotiating in general.
I think my life would exponentially improve all areas, but I'd say 100% of my life, I'll do 99% of my life is negotiating. So just that first day, it would get 19.8 times better. My whole life would. But I think business would go well. I think relationships I have with the people I love in my life and the people I don't as much, I think that would all go well, way better. And so I think just everywhere it would improve. So I'm excited for it.
Nice. Walker, Tyson, I saw that you guys just joined the Zoom. Welcome in, guys. We're just introducing the book, Never Split the Difference. Have you guys read that book? Have you guys heard of it, Tyson, Walker?
I have not heard of it or read it, but I am excited to read it and get back going.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry I'm late too. Uh, um, I've actually heard of the Voss. What's his name? Voss.
Hmm.
Um, I haven't read the book yet, but I listened to some videos of his kind of about negotiating. So
Nice. Well, even just thinking, like, if I'm being honest, I have zero frameworks in my mind for how to negotiate and give a back and forth. I don't know if you guys do. So anything is going to help me with this. Austin, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so how we're going to apply this book this month is obviously we're going to have the weekly Zoom calls, like we are today. Um, one, to keep us accountable, but two, we're actually going to try to implement everything that we learn in the book straight up just like in the Zoom calls. And so we're going to do a weekly mini role play of us negotiating in like breakout rooms, trying to implement these techniques to any situation that you want. Uh, and so keep that list handy that we made because next week and the week after, we're going to use it and we're just going to go back and forth just to work out that muscle. Austin, next slide. Okay, sweet. And then all we have to do, and so the hardcover of the book is 288 pages. And then that pans out to be about 11 pages per day if you want to finish by the end of this month, so on New Year's Eve. And then I'll send this into the group chat and also to the schoolroom. This is what chapters we're going to be going over on what days. And so we're going to be meeting next Thursday, then the Thursday after that, and then December 26th, which is a Friday, because I assume we don't want to meet on Christmas. Last question. What are you guys looking forward to or expecting to like get out of this book this month or reading in general?
I'm expecting my communications to improve exponentially.
I second that. I think just my whole life, communications and negotiating. But I think something I'm excited for is that I think I like to negotiate to a degree. Because I started this book, I've been reading it a little bit. I'm selling my truck right now. And so even like online, I'm using some of the little couple things I've learned just because I've read just a couple pages. And it's been fun. It's like, I'm going to try this one out today. And or just conversations with people I meet. I get to try these little things I'm learning and just like see the effect it has, which has been super fun.
Yeah, something that I'm excited for in this book is mainly the negotiating thing, and I have done a little bit of research about at the beginning it says negotiating for land and whether like just selling something, which for me in the business that I want to start, it's me wanting to buy land. And I think this is just a perfect time for me to read this book and really get it down, especially with these the practices that we're fixing to do in the Zoom. So I'm excited and ready for.
yeah, me too. I think it'll be cool to learn more how to like about how to negotiate better. And then it kind of sounds like basically, I mean, I don't know. I haven't really read anything about the book yet, but it sounds like we'll be able to learn how to kind of make it go our way more, maybe. 'Cause how it says never split the difference. So make them come to you is kind of what that makes me understand that. That's how I understand that. So just excited to like learn more about how to do that.
Walker, it might be good for your dating life too, actually. But I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. Yeah. I finally negotiated with my phone how to get off mute. So, um, yeah, I'm excited. For me, the stakes could be really, really big because have things settle all the time. So an extra 20% could make a big difference to me, just in work and let alone other areas. So yeah, I'm way excited.
I'm kind of expecting to kind of just be more in the mentality of negotiating and kind of trying to understand like people's whys and how I can best negotiate to hit their why.
Yeah, I'm with Ben. I'm in sales, and so I feel like for me, especially out in the field when I'm selling people, I judge them really fast if they're like our customer persona or not, and if they're not aligned with like who we are or who we are as a company, and then I'll just shove them to the side and be like, ah, they're not really my type of person to sell. I think mentally my mind, and so this I think will be good to actually have a back and forth and dialogue with them. Anyways, thank you guys all so much for coming. We look forward to seeing all of you guys next week. We're going to be covering chapters 1 through 3. There is also an introduction, by the way. Chapters 1 through 3 next Thursday. We'll talk about it, role play, and we'll have a good time. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you.
So y'all excited?